Welcome to the Indie Music Room, a conversation with independent artists about writing, recording, performing, and promoting their original music. And now here's your host, Heather Kelly.
Hey everybody, it's Heather Kelly with the Indie Music Room. I did have Byron Stewart from the infamous Byrons in Pomeroy scheduled, but one thing I haven't done on the radio station yet is interviewed Kirk Kaufman on all of his endeavors. So really excited to get into his solo career tonight.
I wouldn't call it my solo career.
Well, yeah, okay, collaborative. You've had a lot of collaborative work, but I'm saying there's a lot more behind the guy just behind the board. There's a lot of music in you. And I think it's really important that we share that with people. I'm so blessed to have known you that I know so much. Actually, it's funny. 3 of these songs we are going to play tonight, I actually tried to sing live. Never, ever can I recreate what you did. So it's been an honor. But here's the deal. You've got 5 songs for me, and everybody who knows you knows that you are the CEO, CFO, chief engineer, UFO, whatever. But everybody knows your talents around here. But what you do is you put out so much to other people that sometimes you put your other projects aside. You know, we had hypnosis for 10 years. Now you're doing your own thing, and there's so many great things I want to talk about. But let's talk about one of the first tunes we're going to play, End of Time. I love this song. I love your voice. I tried to recreate it, and it never happened. So tell me about End of Time. How'd you write that?
I was just kind of mellowing out, and then I wrote it. It's called The End of Time. And then I forgot it until the next time.
How'd you write it? Like, you had the words first, or the guitar first, or what?
I just kind of played it and sang it. It just kind of happened. That's how it came.
So you wrote it down real quick, and then you said you forgot it. Would you forget the chords?
Well,
or?
I didn't write it down. I just played it, and then the next thing I know, it's morning. But and I didn't even think about it again until a week or two, and then it was about the same situation. And then the second time, then I remembered it. So
yeah,
luckily, it came out twice. So
good. It's one of my favorite songs.
And this whole collection of tunes that I'm playing tonight are they're all kind of cosmic in some way. It's not like all my stuff is about outer space, you know. Right. But an occasional one will kind of creep out. So
yeah.
Anyway, here it comes.
Here's End of Time by Kirk Kaufman.
This is the end of time. This is the end of time. No one will know you were mine. And you'll never change your state of mind. This is the end. The end of time. This is the end of time. And I'm not here to make you cry. I'm only here to say goodbye. And I'm not here to make you cry. This is the end of time. This is the end of time.
What year was that written?
Probably back in the 90s.
Okay. You know, I've worked with you a lot, but your voice sounds a little bit younger then, so I just kind of wanted to... Not that your voice sounds old now.
What do you mean?
I'm not saying it sounds old now. I'm just saying it sounded a little bit more youthful at that time. So, hey, you know, just in between the next song we're going to talk about, I have a couple questions to ask you. You know, with the studio, you've got connections, you've run into people. What did you think about Kenny Rogers dying this week?
You know, you always hate to see one of them old guys go.
Yeah.
Kenny Rogers was playing over in like Waterloo or whatever's over there.
Yeah.
And I just happened to see him driving through Fort Dodge. And then I was, and it's like, you're not sure.
Sure.
You know, you go, wow, that guy looks like Kenny Rogers, you know.
In Colville, Iowa.
And and I noticed he had California license plates on his vehicle. And then I didn't think that much about it again. But then on the way to the studio, if you go down through Kalo, there's a little bridge there, and right there you can turn and take this windy road into Otho. And it just so happens when I turned, Kenny Rogers must have missed his turn off, and he was turning around right there. So it would have been the perfect time to say, hey, Kenny, you got to come check out my studio. But
was he actually driving or what?
Yeah, he was driving.
He was driving?
Yep.
Oh, my gosh. That's a great story. Oh, you have so many stories. Now, Little Bit Of, that's a song we're going to play in a little while, but you had a band called Junior's Army, correct?
That is correct.
That is correct. So, Little Bit you wrote, and then I think...
Little Bit Of.
Little Bit Of. However, I think Kai Hobb sang this song, and who else was in the band at that time?
Brad Heck. He went by the name of Lube de Chain.
Lube de Chain. So it was Kai and Lube and you and who else?
Jack Gallup.
Oh, Jack Gallup. Okay, got it. Cool. How'd you write this song? How'd you come up with Little Bit? And again, this is one that I tried to sing live and we pulled it off a few times in Hypnosis, but nobody can do it like the original. So what was this song about? Little Bit Of?
I thought it'd be cool to write a tune that would be sort of, I don't know, like the mathematical equation to life or something like that, you know. When you write something like this, you got lots of little pieces, and it's hard to make it fit together and make any sense at all. I just remembered when I finally got it figured out, I got a little teary-eyed. It's like, I've been wanting to write one like that.
Those were the hardest lyrics I ever had to learn. It was like, astronomical physical equation whereby the sum of the unknown equals whatever. I don't even remember. It's been so long. But your words are like, wow. Try to sing that.
Yeah.
But no.
All right.
Very intuitive. Here comes Little Bit Of.
Look out.
I've got a little bit of heaven, a little bit of your love on me. Darkness can't stop me from finding my dream. You showed me the way. What can I say? A little bit of magic in me.
okay, I can't lie. I was singing along the whole time we played that song. I love that song, Kirk, and I don't know where you come from all the time, but good stuff, good stuff. So let's talk about a couple other things. You've worked with a lot of famous people over the years. Let's talk about, let me think of one. Brian Wilson.
Never heard of him.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, Brian came in. It was right after we built the studio, and just kind of one of them strange coincidences or twist of fate, I guess. But his wife and sister-in-law had a little band called the Honeys, and they had a 4-song deal with RCA or something.
Sure.
And they thought, well, wouldn't it be nice if we could find a nice little farm somewhere and record? And
Well, how convenient.
yeah, we just happened to have one.
Right.
So she came out, and we were more or less the band. Then after about 4 or 5 days, then she talked Brian into coming out. And then he was here for about 5 days, and he just stayed in his motel room because he was paranoid about coming out.
What scared him about coming out? Just people in general?
I don't know. His wife just said, "Well, he's scared of you guys."
A little nervous.
I don't blame him. So I told his wife, "Well, we got one of the Beach Boys here. Can I go up and at least go up to the motel and look at it?"
You did?
Yeah. And she said, "Oh, sure." So
Come here, look up.
yeah, so I went up and man, I opened the door and the door slipped and I banged real hard and Brian's feet shot up, scared the hell out of him. But and then we just went over and sat by him for a while and talked for a while, and then we thought, well, okay, we did that. Let's get out of here.
Bye-bye.
And then later that night, then he came out and
Was he better then?
yeah, no, he was fine.
Okay, good.
We actually played a gig out at the Iowa Central.
Fantastic.
And he showed up. He was the light man. And that definitely freaked out a couple of the local musicians.
Was he the one that had the bus here with your family?
No. That was B.J. Thomas.
Oh, B.J. Raindrops keep falling on my...
Yeah.
So you've had B.J. Thomas out here as well.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
B.J.
So the next song we're going to talk about a little bit is Cars Don't Rust in Outer Space. Now, I don't know if that's an album title or if it's actually a song.
It's both.
Okay, so tell me.
Two in one.
I'm not real familiar with that one. I know most of your stuff, but not that one.
First of all, right after I was in a band called the Hawks.
Sure.
I ended up doing something different. We didn't want it to sound like the Hawks, so we kind of thought, well, let's go and take a total left turn here. We put out a couple records, but first one was pretty whacked out, and we enjoyed it,
Right.
And it just so happened this particular song is called Cars Don't Rust in Outer Space. And I don't know if it means anything at all, but
I've seen the poster of it. Like, I saw the album cover, but I've never really delved into what it is.
Actually, I think it's, if you listen closely to the lyrics, it's a lot of good information about being out in outer space.
Okay. How'd you get all that info? You alien.
No, it all makes sense if you listen. So
I bet it does.
All right, here we go.
Cars Don't Rust in Outer Space by Kirk Kaufman.
Space.
my gosh. I got such a chuckle out of that because I personally know Kai Ha, but when I heard that song, I'm like, did you do effects on that? He goes, no, you said no.
He held those notes like that.
That is amazing. That blows my mind. So being in the studio, you've had several, different influences in music. You hear people come in. What is it that when people come in you enjoy the most?
It's just good to have different people come in because you learn, you see how they do it. And you can try out your own things that you're going to end up using for yourself later,
Mm-hmm.
So some things work and some things don't. So you collect all these things that do work.
Are you still working with people in the past? Like, I know personally, like Jack Gallup and Melvin, and are you working with those people currently, or do you still pass ideas back and forth?
Yeah. I mean, we're in contact. It's just, when certain events arise
Sure.
where, you got something going on where, you could add them to what you're working on, or if they have something.
Kind of a community.
Yeah. It's like, we're leading our lives wherever they go. Every so often then we'll get this certain group of people together, and it seems to work quite well.
I've never heard this song. I've been here for quite a while, like I said before. What the hell is Space Cadet about? Tell me all about it.
Well, yeah, there's no great inner meaning to any of this, but I just thought it would be an interesting idea, which ended up being kind of a cornball idea, I think. But I thought if there was like a group of people that were these space cadets that were like the guardian force of the universe, and kind of put that with a sort of 80s metal type thing.
Right. Sure. Who was on this one, Space Cadet?
Well, again, this is, after the Hawks thing, I was just kind of compiling a few different.
So was this
lots of different things?
Captain Kirk, or what'd you go by? Because you had Junior's Army, Junior Wild.
I'm not even sure if I was probably Junior something, but I didn't really have. I didn't have my name down yet.
I'm Kirk Kaufman, and here's Space Cadet.
Yeah.
No.
This is the only song I ever played this guitar on.
Okay.
And
what guitar?
Malvin sold me a white SG, and I think it was an old one.
So for those of us who don't know the tech, what is an SG?
A Gibson SG.
Gibson SG.
And I think it was like about a 1960. It was like one of the original early ones. But for some reason, I didn't really like it.
Why not? Just the feel of it?
Yeah,
like
the feel of it. I didn't really know what I thought of it. It was kind of white, but I don't know if somebody painted it white or what. However, I recorded this one song with it, and you can especially hear it at the beginning, but that guitar sounds great. And it was like, why did I get rid of that guitar?
Oh, no.
But at least I got that out of it, so. Anyway.
All right, let's check out Space Cadet.
More stars and comets are falling from the
There was Space Cadet.
Space Cadet is right. I've been here since 2006. I've never heard that song, but you really sang your ass off in that song. That's a great song. And the guitars were amazing, and you said it was Dave Steen, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I thought it was a good little trucking tune.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, probably it'd make good music for like a some sort of a Saturday morning animation Space Cadet.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot. Right now, everybody's kind of self-quarantined, so you're not working with any bands or anything, but anything out there, any originals you're working on, or just trying to keep the farm afloat, or what are we doing?
I'm not under any pressure right now. You know, it's a good time. Sure. Yeah. Are you kidding? My only duty is to sit around writing poetry, watching the birds, and, just trying to make sure the roof isn't leaking. And that's about it.
Well, you provide a great home. And you're a hand washer. With everything going on, you're amazing. You know, the next song we're going to talk about, the next song we're going to talk about is Bomber. Now, I've worked with Kirk again for a long time, and this song came up, and I'm like, I want to do that. So we did do it live a few times, and it still doesn't come anywhere close to the original. How'd you write that one, Kirk? Because what I love the most about that one is the bass part.
Actually, I was sitting right here with my amp in that little vocal booth, and I just wrote it. I mean, I just wrote the music.
Sorry, I'm getting excited. Go ahead.
And this was actually probably one of my, probably about the third song I ever wrote.
Right.
And I don't know, lyrically, I was never too crazy about it. It's about a guy that's flying a bomber. And that's about it, kind of a grim thing to be doing. But I think the guitars and stuff really kind of sold the idea, You know
what's funny is you say that right now, but as somebody who's listened to it and has performed it, I never really thought of it as a negative song. I thought it was powerful.
No, it was definitely powerful.
Fly off, bomber, fly off with me. Yeah, so I mean, I think it's a great tune. Let's check it out, and then
we'll see if it's great.
Let's see how it sticks.
Here it comes.
Here it comes. Bomber by Kirk Kaufman.
Shoot me down, yeah, but oh my bomber, I can cut him to the ground.
That song is great. You know what I love about that song is that climb you do. That I don't know. Is it called chromatic climb? Da-da-da.
Yeah, I have no idea. I just thought it'd be neat if, like, one guitar would go in one direction and the other would go in the other direction. And at least the notes. One note goes down and one goes up. It gave you sort of that soaring.
Yeah, no, that's my favorite
thing,
part of
yeah.
it. And then, of course, Dave Steen, right?
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I could tell that was Steen again, but Dave Steen on the guitars, and then your writing, it's amazing. Kirk, I want to thank you for being my mentor, my best friend. Thank you for hosting my radio show.
You're hosting.
No, you're hosting the place.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm hosting the show, but you hold the place. You're my engineer, and I appreciate all your work on it. Do you guys realize it's almost a year that I've been on the radio?
Wow.
So I'm coming up with my anniversary. And again, everybody, thanks for tuning in. This was a special episode with Kirk Kaufman. And I want everyone to stay safe. They're serious about staying self-contained. Don't mess with this. We've got another, I'm not going to get political, but we've got time. Just stay safe, stay healthy, be well. And when things get bad, turn to music. Good night, everybody.
You've been listening to the Indie Music Room with Heather Kelly. Be sure to listen every Saturday and Sunday right here on FortDodgeRadio.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel for all our past and upcoming shows. The Indie Music Room is a production of FortDodgeRadio.com.